Hi, welcome to another edition of Anglican.Answers.1509. Today I want to do something a little bit different. I want to make a suggestion. I want to pique your curiosity. I want to tweak you a little bit. If you're like me, you love movies. When my father died when I was 5 years old, my mother used to keep me up late at night just to keep her company. And we used to watch the Late Show, the Late Late Show, the Early Morning Show. Probably not the best way to raise a kid, but I bonded with my mother, and I got to love movies. Old movies, all kinds of movies. Well, that was at a time when actors and movies had something significant to offer that wasn't intended to advance a political agenda. We no longer experience that today. If you're like me, again, you listen to people within the industry, Hollywood, music, the arts, industries that we used to love, industries and in many cases still do. And what we hear coming out of them, for all intents and purposes, is an ideology that is antithetical to anything that we believe or hold dear. Not only is it antithetical, but they are actually taking issue with what we believe. They are slandering us. They're calling us all sorts and all manner of horrific names simply because we may disagree with what they think. Now, 60 years ago, during the 1950s, when the House Un-American Activities Committee launched an investigation into communism within the arts, they decried this. This was censorship, this was bullying, this was Big Brother, this was neo-fascism, this was all of these things. Well, the irony is now, 60 years later, they're doing exactly the same thing, but they're doing it in reverse. If you have a view that is moderate to conservative, you're essentially out, you're ostracized. The Friends of Abe, which is a libertarian organization within Hollywood, you have libertarians and conservative actors and writers and producers, etc. They get ripped by the left in Hollywood, and not only the left, but the media, especially out here in California. So what I decided was this. I'd pay close attention to any actor, any musician, any artist of any ilk. And if they overtly and aggressively espoused an ideology that not necessarily was different than mine, but that was intentionally attacking what I believe, that was intentionally vilifying what I believe, calling me bigot, calling me racist, calling me all manner of names, that I would take note. Because, again, if you're like me, you're really tired of this. I am sick and tired of being told that if you're a conservative, we don't want you. I mean, look at what Debbie Messing and Eric McCormick just did. They wanted to identify every conservative actor that supported Donald Trump and bar them from working in Hollywood. Now, explain to me how much different that is from what occurred in the 1950s. It's just the other extreme. So, if you're as tired of that nonsense as I am, if that upsets you to the same degree that it upsets me, if you don't want to hear that anymore, this is my suggestion. This is what I did. I identified those people that made those statements. The Sean Penns, the Tim Robbins, the Debbie Messings, the Eric McCormicks, the Jack Blacks, the Tom Arnolds, the Susan Sarandons, the Ariana Grandes, etc., etc. I identified the musicians, the John Legends, the Miley Cyruses. I made a note. I logged who these people were, and I stopped purchasing their product. I don't go to their movies. I don't purchase their music. If they don't want people who identify with my belief system attending their concerts or buying their product, then let's not. Think for 1 second what would happen if all of us who held to conservative Christian values, who believed the Bible, if we all said one day, okay, and I'll just use one example, I refuse to go see any movie, to watch any program, to listen to anything Sean Penn says. What type of impact do you think that would have on him financially? Do you think he would then stop criticizing us? He can believe whatever he wants. We can have a disagreement. That's not the problem. The problem is when you slander somebody and you bar them from either purchasing your product, attending your particular venue, or requiring that they no longer function within your medium. That's bigotry. That's censorship of a sort. Imagine what would happen if we all banded together and we said, enough is enough. I don't want to hear what you have to say anymore if that's the manner in which you're going to communicate it. When you learn how to engage an idea properly and have a rational discussion, then we'll consider purchasing your merchandise. But until then, we're done. Imagine. Until next time, challenge consistently. Engage always. And think.